Most men think relationships end because they did something wrong. They assume she left because he cheated, stopped caring, or forgot her birthday. But the truth is, many women walk away while the man is still trying to do everything right. He's being patient, loving, supportive, and doing everything he can to make her happy. Yet somehow, she still pulls away. That's what makes it so confusing, because from the outside, it looks like everything should be fine. But inside her mind, she's already halfway out the door. She doesn't leave because of one big fight or mistake. She leaves because of how she feels, or more precisely, how she no longer feels. You can be a good man, provide, be loyal, do all the right things, and still lose her if she no longer feels emotionally connected, challenged, or inspired by the relationship. And that's the painful truth most men never see coming. This video will break down the subtle, quiet signs that she's slipping away, even while she's still there beside you. The things she does when her heart is no longer in it, even though her body still is. If you understand these signs early, you won't be left wondering what went wrong. You'll see it before it happens. 1. Emotional distance grows, but she blames it on stress. When a woman starts pulling away emotionally, it rarely happens overnight. It begins quietly, in her tone, in her attention, in how present she is when you talk. She starts feeling disconnected, but instead of saying it directly, she'll often blame it on being tired, work stress, or just needing space. And because you care about her, you'll take her words at face value. You'll think she's just going through something. But what's really happening is deeper. Emotional distance is one of the earliest and most overlooked signs that a relationship is breaking down. When she no longer feels that spark or emotional warmth, she doesn't fight as much. She simply starts to detach. You'll notice her responses get shorter. She's not as curious about your day, not as playful, and conversations that used to flow now feel forced. Even the smallest things, like her laughter, eye contact, or the way she hugs you, start to fade. Many men miss this shift because they assume love is only about what they do, providing, showing up, helping out. But for women, emotional connection runs much deeper. When she starts feeling emotionally unseen or unfulfilled, her body stays in the relationship, but her mind begins to drift away. Picture this: a man who always listens, helps around the house, and treats his girlfriend with genuine kindness. Lately, she's been distant. When he asks what's wrong, she says she's just overwhelmed with work. He believes her, gives her space, and continues being supportive. What he doesn't realize is that the emotional bond between them has quietly weakened. She doesn't feel the same closeness anymore, not because he's done something wrong, but because the connection that once made her feel alive has dulled. By the time he notices she's no longer emotionally invested, she's already halfway gone. That's why emotional distance is so dangerous. It's silent, subtle, and often disguised as something else. Once it starts, she begins preparing herself to live without you, and if nothing changes, she eventually will. 2. She starts avoiding deeper conversations. One of the clearest signs a woman is emotionally checking out is when she begins to avoid meaningful conversations. The kind of talks that used to bring you closer now make her uncomfortable. She changes the topic, gives short answers, or acts distracted. It's not that she suddenly hates talking. It's that emotional honesty feels too heavy when her heart is no longer fully in the relationship. You'll notice this shift in the smallest moments. You might ask her if everything's okay between you two, and she'll say, "Yeah, I'm fine." You'll sense that she's not, but she won't open up. She used to share her thoughts, fears, and dreams, but now her words feel guarded. It's like she's protecting herself, or more accurately, protecting the emotional distance she's started to build. When a woman avoids deeper conversations, it's usually because she doesn't want to confront what she's feeling. She knows something inside her has changed, but saying it out loud makes it real. So instead, she keeps things surface level, talking about work, friends, or random topics, anything but the relationship. And while you're trying to fix things, she's already detaching in silence. Imagine a couple who used to stay up late talking about everything, their future, their goals, even their insecurities. Now, those conversations have disappeared. When he brings up where they're heading or how she feels, she gives vague replies and quickly shifts to something else. To him, it just seems like she's tired or moody. But what's really happening is emotional withdrawal. She's no longer trying to connect. She's trying not to. This is why many men get blindsided. They think the relationship is stable because there's no fighting. But silence isn't peace, it's distance. When she stops talking deeply with you, she's not protecting the relationship. She's protecting herself from it. And once that communication fades, emotional intimacy follows right behind it. 3. She's more critical of you than usual. When a woman begins to emotionally drift, one of the first things that shows is how easily she becomes irritated with you. Things she used to laugh about now bother her. The same habits that once made you endearing suddenly make her roll her eyes. It's not that you've changed drastically, it's that her emotional lens has shifted. When love starts to fade, patience fades with it. You'll start to feel it in the tone of her voice. Maybe she corrects you more often, or points out small mistakes she would have ignored before. The warmth in her communication gets replaced with a subtle edge. She might make small comments that sting. Things about how you talk, how you dress, or even how you think. At first, you might brush it off as stress or bad moods, but over time, you'll notice it becomes a pattern. It's like she's no longer giving you the benefit of the doubt. When a woman starts criticizing more than she connects, it's a sign she's emotionally pulling away. That criticism is really frustration in disguise. Frustration that she no longer feels what she once did, or that she doesn't know how to get it back. The deeper issue isn't that she suddenly dislikes you, but that she's trying to rationalize her emotional distance. Finding faults becomes her way of convincing herself that maybe you're the problem, not her fading attachment. You can probably relate to that cold shift, when the energy in the relationship changes and everything feels slightly off. You try to joke like before, but it doesn't land. You try to comfort her, but she seems irritated instead of soothed. It's confusing because you're doing the same things you always did, but now nothing feels right. Her reactions are shorter, sharper, and harder to read. This is often when men start walking on eggshells, trying to avoid triggering her. They start second-guessing themselves, what to say, how to act, how to not upset her. But what they don't realize is that once she's mentally checked out, no amount of trying to get it right will fix it. The issue isn't your behavior, it's the emotional disconnection behind her words. When she's more critical, it's not just about annoyance, it's emotional distance, turning into emotional resentment, and unless that underlying disconnection is addressed, the relationship begins to quietly fall apart from the inside out. 4. She stops. Initiating. Affection or closeness. Affection is one of the most natural things in a loving relationship. The small touches, hugs from behind, random kisses, they all communicate something deeper than words ever could. But when a woman starts losing her emotional connection, those little gestures slowly disappear. She doesn't reach for your hand anymore, doesn't lean on your shoulder while watching a movie, and doesn't linger when you hug her. The closeness that once felt effortless starts to fade without warning. You'll notice it first in the quiet moments. She used to send a good morning text before you did. Now you're the one always starting the conversation. She used to sit close without thinking about it. Now there's a small but noticeable distance. She's not being cold on purpose. She's just not driven by the same emotional pull anymore. When affection fades, it's not about physical rejection. It's about emotional withdrawal. For many men, this change feels confusing and painful. You might wonder if you did something wrong, or if she's just not in the mood lately. But affection isn't just about mood. It's about connection. When she no longer feels emotionally safe or drawn to you, her desire to express warmth naturally declines. You can't force someone to feel closeness, and when she's no longer feeling it, every touch starts to feel like an effort instead of an instinct. It's something a lot of men can relate to, that slow, silent distance where physical affection becomes rare, and you start questioning yourself. You start initiating more, hoping to fix the gap, but she doesn't respond the same way. She might even act like nothing's wrong, but you can feel it. The spark isn't there. The rhythm that once kept you both connected feels offbeat now. And here's the painful part. When affection stops coming from her side, it usually means she's emotionally preparing to detach completely. Women rarely wake up one morning and stop caring. It happens gradually through moments like these. Her lack of affection isn't just about her being busy or tired. It's her way of emotionally stepping back to protect herself. When that happens, it's not the absence of hugs or kisses that hurts the most. It's the absence of feeling behind them. The love that once felt alive now feels mechanical, and that's when you know something deeper is fading. 5. She starts comparing you to other people. When a woman begins comparing you to other men, even subtly, it's a clear sign something inside her is changing. It might start small. Maybe she mentions how confident a coworker is, or how a friend's boyfriend really listens or pays attention to details. At first, it sounds harmless, but what she's really expressing is dissatisfaction, a quiet way of saying she no longer feels emotionally fulfilled with you. Now, here's where many men go wrong. Instead of paying attention to why she's comparing, they either get defensive or brush it off. They think, I'm doing everything right. What more does she want? But that mindset is exactly what blinds most men. Doing everything right doesn't always mean doing what keeps attraction alive. You can be loyal, kind, and consistent, but still emotionally flat. A woman doesn't just want comfort. She wants connection. She wants to feel something real. When she starts bringing up other people, it's her subconscious way of showing you what she feels is missing. Maybe she misses the spark, the challenge, the excitement she once felt. She's not comparing because she's cruel. She's comparing because she's emotionally starving for something she can't quite name anymore. Men often forget that emotional growth and curiosity are part of attraction. Too many get comfortable. They stop leading with purpose, stop surprising her, stop being intentional. They assume that once they have her, the job is done. But women don't fall out of love in one big moment. They fall out little by little when they stop feeling emotionally stimulated or inspired by the man they're with. So when she starts comparing you to others, don't just take it as criticism, take it as a warning. She's not asking you to be someone else. She's asking you to wake up, to re-engage with her emotionally, to stop moving through the relationship on autopilot. And if you ignore it, she'll eventually stop comparing altogether. Because by then, she's not trying to wake you up anymore. She's already made peace with the idea of finding what she's missing somewhere else. When a woman compares, she's not trying to hurt you. She's trying to be heard. The problem is, too many men only listen after she's gone. 6. Her future plans no longer include you. One of the most painful signs that a woman is emotionally preparing to leave is when you realize she's stopped including you in her future. She still talks about plans, but you're not really in them anymore. The trips she dreams of, the career moves she's considering, even the way she talks about the next few years, all of it starts sounding like a solo journey. She doesn't say it outright, but her words quietly paint a picture where you no longer exist. You'll hear it in the way she phrases things. It's no longer "we should" or "we could." It's "I think I'll" or "maybe I'll do this." Those tiny changes in language reveal a big emotional shift. She's already starting to imagine a life beyond the relationship. A life that doesn't rely on your presence, your support, or your involvement. And the truth is, once a woman begins building that future in her mind, she's halfway out the door. What most men don't understand is that women plan their exit long before they physically leave. When she starts thinking of herself as separate from you, it's because she's emotionally detached enough to start creating independence again. She's preparing herself for the idea of not needing you. And that doesn't mean she hates you or wishes you harm. It means she no longer feels the partnership that once kept her emotionally tied to you. This is the part where many men are caught off guard. They assume things are fine because she's not fighting, not crying, not complaining. But silence isn't peace, it's acceptance. It means she's already made the decision in her heart. Now she's just waiting for the right time or reason to follow through. And if you're not paying attention, you'll notice too late, when she's already distant, emotionally flat, and strangely calm. Because by that point, she's already imagined what life without you looks like. And in her mind, it doesn't feel scary anymore. It feels like freedom. If you ever start hearing her talk about her plans more than your plans, that's not something to ignore. It's a quiet alarm bell. A sign that she's detaching emotionally and mentally rewriting her story. One where you're no longer a main character. And when a woman reaches that point, she's no longer thinking of how to fix things. She's learning how to let go. 7. She becomes oddly calm, like she's already let go. When a woman reaches the final stage of emotional detachment, something changes in her energy completely. She stops arguing. She stops explaining. She stops trying to make you understand. And strangely enough, that calmness that might feel peaceful at first is actually the sound of her letting go. It's not acceptance born from healing. It's resignation born from exhaustion. You'll notice it when things that used to upset her no longer do. She doesn't react when you cancel plans. She doesn't get angry when you forget something important. She doesn't even bring up issues anymore. That silence isn't maturity, it's emotional surrender. It's what happens when she's fought for the relationship internally for so long and finally realizes nothing will change, so she stops fighting for it. A lot of men misread this calm. They think, finally, no more arguments, things must be getting better. But what's really happening is the opposite. She's already made peace with walking away. She's emotionally detached enough that nothing you say can shake her anymore. The connection is gone, and what you're seeing is the stillness that comes right before goodbye. You can probably relate to that eerie shift, when her voice loses emotion, when her texts sound polite but distant, when she starts treating you more like a roommate than a partner. There's no more warmth, no more tension, just a strange quietness that feels heavy. And the hardest part? You'll realize she stopped caring not because of hate, but because she once cared too much. She cared until she couldn't anymore. This is the point where words no longer work. Apologies, promises, even grand gestures fall flat because her mind has already moved on. Once a woman reaches that inner calm, she's not waiting for you to change. She's waiting for her opportunity to leave. Men often think they can fix things at this stage, but the truth is, when she becomes this calm, you're not dealing with frustration anymore. You're dealing with closure. Her silence is the emotional door closing. And when that happens, it's no longer about winning her back. It's about realizing you lost her long before she walked away. The painful truth about relationships is that most women don't leave suddenly. They leave slowly, in stages. By the time she's walking out the door, she's already been gone in her heart for months. That's why so many men are shocked when it finally happens. They didn't see the signs because they were focused on fixing the surface instead of understanding the emotion underneath. Here's the controversial part. A woman doesn't leave the man she loves. She leaves the man who stops making her feel something. You could be the kindest, most loyal, and most generous man alive, but if she no longer feels emotionally connected, she'll start searching for that connection somewhere else, even if she doesn't realize it at first. Love for women is not sustained by comfort alone. It's sustained by emotion, depth, and the feeling of being seen. And that's where most men fail. Not because they're bad partners, but because they assume doing everything right is enough. It's not. Relationships require presence, not just performance. A woman doesn't want perfection, she wants to feel alive with you. If what I've said hit home for you, I want to hear from you. Have you ever noticed any of these signs before a breakup? Or maybe you're seeing them right now in your relationship. Share your experience in the comments. I read every single one. And I'll be reaching out to some of you personally. Because this isn't just about learning. It's about healing, growing, and becoming the kind of man who never gets blindsided again. So if you found value in this video, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on the notifications because we're just getting started. The next few videos will dig even deeper into how attraction really works, what keeps a woman emotionally invested, and what makes her drift away. Don't miss out on that. Remember, sometimes it's not that she stopped loving you, it's that she stopped feeling you. And if you don't recognize that difference in time, love becomes a memory instead of a home.